Jim Roos with Locknwalk Treestand carrying systems, and today we're going to tell you about a different kind of setup for attaching a Molle gear system to a tree stand. It'll attach any tree stand, particularly to the this setup is going to attach them to the mesh bottom tree stands, and today we're going to show you how to attach it to a lone wolf hang-on. It'll attach to any lone wolf or any mesh bottom tree stand. I also make them for the horizontal bar tree stands. Everything that I tell you about today will be carried on my website, and we'll take a look first at a few of the connectors I'm going to use. This first connector here, you can get a good look at it. It's called a military Beano clamp. It's a lot like the Grimlocks, but this is has a bigger D inner space in it. Your strapping goes through the inside, and instead of opening out like a Grimlock, it goes to the inside. And one of these will hold 80 pounds, so you don't have to worry about them breaking on you. They're all made of a military grade plastic, and I've never had anybody return any of them because they get cold or break or anything. They're hold up in frigid conditions, and so I think you're going to like this setup. And another thing that we use a lot of is these are called web Dominators. They are used in the case where you take the webbing and you feed it through both sides of it, and then you roll the webbing up, and then you just take the bungee and bungee it over top, and it holds the webbing all nice and tight and secure, and there's no loose ends dabbling in the wind or anything. So I use a lot of those. I sell a lot of them. People like them. And if you go down to the harness here, on the back side of the harness, when you're using these Detach kits, I use these here. They're called belt keepers. You can get these on my website also. You just take and you just pinch them onto the back side of the webbing, the big side of the wide base webbing, and hold it nice and tight together. But you can, a lot of people, some people they'll just tape theirs on and stuff that don't want to spend the money, but you know, some people like to have the equipment to do the job. So you can get it all on my website. Let's take a look at the harness now. Let's put these aside. Here we have the lone wolf hang-on. It's the Alpha 2, and here's the harness we have. It's a desert Molle 2 harness with the belt, and on the back side we already have it set up to actually go on the tree stand, but I'll take one off on each of them. For time's sake, we already have it set up, but I'll take one on to show you how to put each one on, and before we hook it to the stand. Okay, here you can see we use the web Dominators to roll up some of the excess webbing, and we use the belt keepers, of course, that we already talked about. And you can see how we use the fastener system onto the harness, back side of the harness, and we have them here on the belt. Now you're not going to use all the connections on the harness or the belt, because it's not necessary. You just mainly want to get it on to the tree stand to pack your tree stand in and out of the woods. It's a quick, easy, detached system. It's not complicated. Once you get it set up, you take it on and off of one tree stand and put it on another. You don't have to keep monkeying around, unstrapping it, unlashing it, or keeping it on one stand. This way you can buy one harness and use it on multiple stands. It's as easy as that. Okay, so now let's take a little break and we'll get set up and I'll show you how to put it on the system. Okay, now we got the Lone Wolf Alpha, and the first thing you want to do is take your bungee across the back off, because you're going to, when you go to put it on and off the stand, the harness system, you might have to reach around the back side of it. Then you want to flip it over, because the harness will go on the bottom of the platform. Then you want to take the harness, flip the harness around to the back side like it would be just how it would sit on your platform. Now it's already, everything's all hooked together. And notice our clips, they're going to be right side up. So when they go on the stand, they'll be right side up, and you just hook it right on. Notice I got it right side up there, right side up there. And these clips, they're quiet. They won't make any noise. Unlike if people try to get their those metal ones and stuff, and then they're clinging in the woods and everything, you don't have to worry about it. You won't have that problem with these. They'll be nice and quiet. They hold to the stand nice and tight, and and they won't make any noise. So I think you're going to like that aspect of them too. So what you want to do is get everything set up. Then you find a good place to clip on to the stand. And what you do is you just take your fingers onto the stand, clip it right onto the stand. That section's on. And you just find a place for your belt. It's going to be centered to the back sides on how tall you are. So you might have to unclip it after you've tried it on and put it back on till you find a decent spot. But this spot here looks like a good spot for me to put mine on, so I'm just going to clip it onto right there. Clip that onto there. Take this one up and clip it onto there. That's all there is to it, gentlemen, fellow hunters and female hunters. And your harness is on. And now, you didn't need to get into the back side to get it off, but to get it on, okay? But to get it off, it'll be a lot easier if you can get into the back side. Because after you get out in your tree and you want to switch harnesses and take it off, you want to take your harness. Now see if we get a good look at this, the back side. And what you do is you squeeze your clip upward and then press it downward to release it. Okay, and you want to do that to all four sides, and take your harness back off. You just push it forward, squeeze it in, and release it. That's all there is to it. Okay, so we're going to clip that back on now. And then what we're going to do, flip it back over, because I want to show you how it feels, and you can see how it looks. So I want to take and put this bungee on this thing so it's not flopping around after we turn it on. Now we're going to take and put the harness on. And it's easy to attach your backpack or your tools or anything if you're setting up multiple stands that day. Got your center chest strap. Clip that on. Take a little adjustment in the belt. See, that's perfect height for me. Belt's put on perfectly. Tighten it up. Then you want to tighten your harness up to your shoulders. As you can see, you're ready to pack in and out of the woods. You got a backpack packed onto the back side of the tree stand, and you got your weapon in your hand if you are hunting, in case you might want to put it on a regular stand that you go out and hunt with every day, and just want to change. You have multiple stands. turn around and you can see it from the back side. And that's about it for that part there. And we'll take a little break here, and we'll finish up the video. Okay, before we finish the video up, I'd just like to take one more minute of your time and tell you that Lone Wolf is a product out now that is kind of unique. They have their own patent on it. It's a quick stick connector. It has a way to carry 4 sticks here and here, and then put your sticks lengthwise on the tree stand. So it kind of goes very nice with the system. I don't have a pair of the quick sticks connectors with me, but I have them in stock for anybody who wants to order them. So that's just another added something that can be ordered as an accessory. Anything else that questions or anything, you can just get a hold of me at www.lock, L-O-C-K, N as in Nancy, W-A-L-K, harness.com.